welcome back. I hope everybody did their best on the test, and we're going to go over the questions, and I'm going to try and let you know some strategies to get the right answers and try and eliminate some of the answers. So let's get started with number 1. The human body functions properly when organ systems work together. Which organ system works with the muscular system to control muscle contraction? So we're talking about muscle systems, and the word together here is really important because we know that the nervous system makes all of the body functions work together. So we're going to be looking for the nervous system. The circulatory system can't be the answer because the circulatory system is responsible for pumping the blood and the nutrients and waste products around the body. So we'll get rid of that answer. The excretory system cannot be the correct answer because that's responsible for removing waste products from the body. The nervous system is responsible for making the organ systems talk to each other in homeostasis. So it's possible that C could be the answer. The reproductive system, that's responsible for making babies. So that definitely can't be the answer for muscle contraction. So now we know the answer must be C. Now let's move on to question. Okay, we're going to use the information in the diagram below to answer items 2 and 3. Squid are marine animals that have a complete circulatory system and reproduce sexually. A diagram of squid is shown below. And they give you that diagram in case you've never seen a squid before, so you can kind of relate to what the question is asking about. They identify the sensory organ, the eye, and the squid's tentacles. And the first question asks, which of these is not a purpose of the squid's sensory organs? So let's think about all of the squid's sensory organs. The eye is not the only sensory organ. The squid are going to use their sensory organs to find mates, right? We're all out there looking for the hottest man or woman to get with, so we definitely use our sensory organs to find mates. So that is definitely a purpose of the sensory organs. Avoiding predators, they want to see what's going to eat them. So they definitely are avoiding predators with their sensory organs. Excreting waste. This is possibly an answer, so we're going to circle that tentatively, and then we're going to take a look at the next answer, which is locating prey. The squid are going to want to see, touch, and smell what they're going to be eating, and those are all senses, so that definitely is not the answer. That leaves the only possible answer is C, excreting waste. Let's move on to question 3. What organ system controls the movement of the squid's tentacles? We know from earlier today that the nervous system controls all of the body's functions. So we should see what organ system controls movement. Anytime you see the word control, you want to think of the nervous system. The circulatory system is responsible for moving things around in the body, so that can't be the answer. The nervous system is responsible for the brain telling the muscles and different body parts what to do, so that's possibly the answer. The respiratory system, that's responsible for bringing in oxygen and taking out CO2. And the excretory system, that's responsible for moving waste from the body. So B has to be the answer. Okay, question 4 has a big paragraph above it. We're going to skip that at first because we want to maximize our time on the test. And we're going to go ahead and read the question first, and then we're going to see if we need to read that paragraph. Question 4 says, the body system most directly interacting with the skeletal system to enable hummingbirds to beat their wings between 60 and 200 times per second is the... Okay, now let's go through the answers and see what we can remember. The digestive system. Well, the digestive system is responsible for breaking down the food that the body needs for energy. So that possibly could be an answer if there isn't something better. So we'll tentatively circle that as a possibility. Question B, the muscular system. The muscles in your body are what moves your skeleton, and the bird's wings are moving when they're flying and trying to move around. So that could be the answer too. So we'll circle that one. The endocrine system, that's responsible for moving hormones around the body. We're going to scratch that because the beating of the wings really doesn't have much to do with the hormones. And the circulatory system, that's the heart pumping and moving blood around the body. So we know that that probably isn't the answer. And because we see the muscular system there, we can go back and eliminate the digestive system, leaving B as the muscular system for the correct answer. On question 5, we see another big chart and a big paragraph. So let's read the question and see what they're asking and see if we even need to focus on that first. Question 5 says, which of these structures transport water through the plant? We didn't talk about this in the presentation earlier today, but it goes back to the circulatory system, and so we're going to take a look at this and see if we can figure it out. Epidermal tissue is the tissue that makes up your skin, and plants don't have skin, so we definitely can get rid of that. Vascular tissue, I'm not really sure what that is, but it kind of sounds like veins. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that one without anything on it and move on to the next one and see what I think. Chloroplasts. Chloroplasts are responsible for photosynthesis. Water is involved in photosynthesis, so that could probably be an answer. D, mitochondria. They're responsible for changing starch into ATP and producing energy, and glucose into APP. The mitochondria definitely are not the answer, so we're going to scratch that. Now we're left with B and C, vascular tissue and chloroplasts. Chloroplasts are responsible for making the starch and the glucose for the plants. That really doesn't have anything to do with moving the water through the plants, but something vascular has a lot of veins and holes through it and ways for water to move through it. So I'm going to go ahead and pick B, vascular tissue. Question 6. Which of these statements explains why the plants in group E and F died? Okay, now we're going to need to go back and take a look at the chart and read the statement and see if we can figure this out, because I'm really not sure what happened in the experiment. A student designed an experiment to see if a plant grows better when watered with a sugar solution. He divided the plants into 6 groups, measured the initial height of each plant, and calculated the average height for each group. Once a week for 2 months, he watered the plants in each group using a different sugar solution for each plant group. At the end of 2 months, he measured the final height of each plant and calculated the average height for each group. The students' data are showed in the table below. And it shows in the table below that the plants with the highest sugar solution grew the least and died. Okay, so let's read this question again. Which of these statements explains why the plants in group E and F died? Well, we know that there's a high sugar concentration. And whenever we talk about concentrations, we should think about homeostasis and osmosis. So let's think about those things and see if we can read through these answers and pick a good one. The high